So I'm going to go ahead and start class. We are recording now.
Okay.
So today we're going to talk a little bit about grammar, which I know is everyone's favorite subject, but I promise that today is pretty cool because what we're looking at is the differences between plans, promises, and predictions. So I had to read a little bit about this today. It's something that as a native English speaker, we just used. We never really learned when you use it. It was all about context. So this is kind of a cool lesson because I had to learn it too. So I'm excited though because you get a lot of cool phrases for this that I think will be really useful, especially if you guys are looking at doing higher level jobs where you're going to have to talk about making decisions for the future. This will be really important language for you, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and share the screen. Sorry, I panicked. Rosalie was here for it. I messed up and didn't log into the correct Zoom account, so now all my stuff's messed up. Okay, here we go. So as I said, we're going to be talking about the difference between a plan and a prediction. Oh, plan, prediction, and promise. Okay, so the first ones we're going to look at are plans and promises. Okay, so looking at it here, be, going to, and will. Okay, so be, going to, and will. Do you guys kind of see these two words here?
Yeah. Yeah.
Let's see. Sorry, I'm trying to get this to work here. All right. So who wants to read this conversation? Who would like to be Sam and who would like to be Ken?
I can go.
Okay, Otto, would you be Sam? And Rosalie, would you be Ken?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect.
Okay. What are you going to do tomorrow?
I'm going to study all day.
Let's go to the pool. We will be home by 3 o'clock. We won't stay too late, I promise.
Well, I guess I can study tomorrow night. Okay, I will go.
Great. I will see you tomorrow.
Perfect. Okay, so which forms did they use here? Did they use one, the other, or both? Be, going to, will, or both? Which ones did they use?
They use both.
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 Yes, both.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay. So what is Ken's plan before Sam calls?
So he was planning
Plan to study tomorrow. To study.
He was gonna study, right? He was gonna be responsible and maybe even do some homework, right?
Yeah, yeah.
But what does Sam promise Ken?
They will come back to home at 3 p.m., right?
Exactly. Right? He's like, I promise we'll be back by 3. You can study that, you can study in the afternoon, don't worry about it, right? So what does Ken decide to do?
He decided to go with Sam.
Exactly. He's like, I'm going swimming, I'll study tomorrow.
Yeah.
Right? Does that sound familiar to anyone?
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely sounds familiar to me. Okay. So let's look up here and we are going to circle, we're going to underline the 4 examples of will that we use here, and we're going to circle the 2 examples of be, going to. So Rosalie,
Yes.
can you read to me an example of will being used here? You can just say, the second time Sam talks or something like that, second sentence.
Well, Sam, let's go to pool. We will be home by 3 o'clock.
Perfect. And what word there is the will?
Well, we will.
Wheel,
This
right?
is contraction.
Right? Oops, sorry. I circled it, but you guys see it, right? It's a contraction, exactly. We will becomes will. Wheel.
Yeah.
We will.
But there is another will in negative form. I don't know. Yeah? Yes.
Yeah, there you go, Rosalie. Okay, where's that one at?
Yeah. We want.
We won't.
We won't, right?
Mm.
Here. And I like that you pointed that out. We have both positive and negative, right? Like we
Yeah.
will go, that's a positive, it's going to happen. We won't go, Not gonna happen.
Negative. Yeah.
Perfect. Okay. All right. Ada, can you tell me where the next will use is here?
In the answer, okay, I will go here. Yeah.
Okay, I'll go. Ken's like, yep, you talked me into not studying. Really hard sell, right?
Mhm.
Okay, and Ada, where's the next one at?
Okay.
The last sentence. I will see you.
Right. I'll see you tomorrow.
Yes.
Perfect. Okay. Luis, where do they use be going to? Right? To be going
And
to, right?
yeah,
So
in the first sentences, when Sam said, "We are," what are you going to do tomorrow?
perfect, right? What are you going to do tomorrow? So
Yeah,
to be, right? And then going to.
going to. Yeah, and the second one is, I'm going to study all day.
Perfect. I'm going to study all day. So it includes this. We have to include the to be and
And
going to.
okay, yeah.
All right. So just to recap real quick, guys, what are the forms of to be? So we have the verb to be, right?
Yeah,
Is it so when it's first person singular, I.
I,
Mhm.
I what?
I
I
am.
am.
I am. Perfect. What about you?
You
You
are.
are.
you
And
are,
then he, she, it
She is.
is,
is, right? All right. And then what is we?
We
We
are.
are.
Okay. They, or sorry,
Are.
y'all is what it is, right? You guys.
Mhm.
Which one is this one?
You are.
You are.
Are. Perfect. Oh, sorry. They are. Okay.
Mhm.
So this one, you guys are right. It's like you plural. I think it translates a little bit easier, maybe Spanish. Like English gets a little confusing, right? Until you get a
Yeah.
dialect.
Yeah.
So to be is I am, you are, he, she, it is, we are, y'all are, and they are. That's pretty basic for you guys, right?
Yeah. Mhm.
Okay. So going back to our Oxford Learner, I just wanted to bring that up because I thought the way that they explained this was a little confusing, the be going to, because be gets conjugated. So I am going to, you are going to. Okay, so just kind of keep that in mind when they bring this up. You have to make sure that you're conjugating the be.
Okay.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right, perfect. And we are really familiar, I think, with this. We just aced all of that. And Rosalie, I'm so glad you brought this up because of that negative form of will becomes won't. Will not
Won't.
becomes won't.
Won't. Won't.
Okay. I got to get better with this drawing thing. I keep marking out all the words. Okay. All right. So we are going to do this where Rosalie goes, then Ada, then Luis, and you guys will each answer one of these. Okay.
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 So we're going to complete these answers. If you have any questions, we can scroll back up to that reading that we just did. Okay. But let's just kind of, oops.
Mhm.
Oh, sorry. Okay. Guys, I'm learning how to work this, I promise. Okay. All right. Okay. Sorry. Let me get this out of the way. You know what? We don't have to write it down. Is that okay? We can just answer it. Oh,
Yeah.
I can write it. I'm sorry, guys. Okay. We use blank to talk about future plans. Do we use going to or will?
Going to for plan.
Good. Yeah.
Going to is for plans.
Mhm.
We use.
Okay.
Where we used to go.
We
Okay.
use, oh, sorry, be
And
going
when?
to talk about future plans. And I think usually what we would do is put this in quotation marks so that you know it doesn't like kind of fit in with the sentence. Okay.
Okay.
The form of blank in be going to changes with the subject.
Yeah. The form of the verb
The form of the.
Form of be or will?
I'm sorry?
Right here, is it be or will? The form of be or will in be going to changes with the subject.
Oh, the be.
Exactly, the be. Okay, no problem.
Going.
For example, I am going to study. Is it am?
I'm going.
I am.
I am.
I'm
I
going.
am. Perfect,
I'm
Luis.
going.
Okay, Rosalie, this one is yours. He going to study.
He is.
He
He's going.
is. Perfect. Okay, and Ada, this one's for you. We use for promises.
Will.
Will. Perfect. All right, you guys, I think, got this pretty good. See, I even get confused on this still, so I'm really excited you guys are getting it. Okay, so just one last way to just make sure that we're hitting this home, okay?
Okay.
Number one here, when are we going to go shopping this weekend? And that's a plan, right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay. I don't know. I'll call you when I get up. A promise, right? I'll
Okay.
call you. So right here, they're making another plan. I think it's Luis's turn. Luis, what should go here?
Okay. What time? Uh, what time to get up? What time?
He's making a plan.
Yes. Are you? Maybe it's are you? Are you going? Are you going? Get up.
Perfect. What time are you going to get
To
up?
get up. Yeah.
Great. Okay. And right here, she's making a plan again. So what is she going to use here, Rosalie? Here on B.
I'm going to get up very early tomorrow.
Perfect. And you also said, I just want to note, we can say I am going or I'm going to. Okay, so I noticed that you put that
going.
together and that
Okay.
contraction is perfect, okay?
Okay.
Mhm.
Okay.
Okay, so that one's perfect too. Okay, and then right here, Ada, she's making a promise. What does she say?
I will
I'll-
call you. I will call you at 9:15. I promise.
Perfect. I will call you at 9:15. Easy, right?
Mhm.
Okay. Are you guys feeling pretty good about this?
When I see the
We try. I try.
Huh?
I.
Well,
We
we're
try
talking about the
every day.
future, right?
Yeah.
So can you guys give me an example of maybe even today when you made a plan and when you made a promise?
Yep.
Yeah?
Yep.
Yeah? Okay. He's like, yeah, I
Yeah,
can, but I won't.
yeah.
Well, I'll give an example. So in my house, I have so many projects. And I feel like all the time I'm saying, oh, I'm going to do this, and oh, I'm going to fix that, right? Whereas I was thinking about this today, I was like, I need to start saying, I will fix this on Saturday, right?
Okay.
So it helps you be a little bit more concrete in your future. I was like, man, this is like motivational. I was like, changing all the language on my to-do list. Like, I will get this done, right?
Mhm.
So I think it's kind of interesting to think of it that way. And then also helps you understand being concrete with someone. Another story, my boss kept setting up a meeting for me last week, and she was never setting up a specific time. She was like, oh, they're going to be here. They're going to be here. And I was like, okay, when's that going to happen? So for 3 days, I went somewhere and waited for 4 hours each day. She gave me a window of 4 hours to wait for these people, and they finally came. And I was like, I really think that's a time when if you had said, when will you be here? Like, like set up a very concrete
Gotcha.
time. I will be there at da-da-da, or instead of, oh, I'm going to be there this afternoon. So I think that was an interesting, when I was reading this, that's what I was thinking about. I was like, she should have used will.
Exactly.
Okay. All right, so let's move on to the next page since no one else has any stories. And let's do round 2 of practice, okay? So whose turn was it? I think it was Luis's.
Okay.
Whose
Sorry.
turn is it to answer a question here? Sorry.
Okay. When are you going to reply? Oh, going to reply to Tom emails.
Perfect. Because he's making a plan, so we're using be going to, right?
Okay.
Okay. Now he's also making a plan. Rosalie, what will he say here?
I will reply to it soon.
Is he making a plan or is he making a promise?
Oh, okay. Oh, I'm going to reply it soon.
Yep, I'm going to reply to it soon. Okay. Then he challenges them. He says, when? Tomorrow will be too late. Otto, what does he say back?
I will respond this afternoon. I promise. Yeah.
The boss is like, look, I'm not going to let you procrastinate this one again. You're not getting away with this anymore, eh? B. Sorry, B's the one that's trying to get away with it. So he made him make a promise. Okay. What time? I think that's very interesting. Okay. So A says, are you sure? This is very important. So Luis, what does he say here?
I won't forget he he is a promise is a one. I won't forget he will have my will have my he will have my responsibility by the end of the day.
Perfect. He will have my response by the end of the day, right? That's a promise. You can count on it.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, the very last one, Rosalie, will you do A, please?
Are you going to come in on Saturday?
Are you going to come in on Saturday? Otto?
No, I am not. My kid and I are going to go to the zoo.
Perfect. Are going to go to the zoo. Are going to go to the zoo. I think that's a typo.
Yeah.
Sorry about that, guys. I'll have to talk to my secretary.
Yeah.
All right. Luis, what is this last one?
Okay. Have fun. I will tell you next week. I will
Perfect.
tell you next week.
Perfect. Have fun. I will talk to you next week. He's given them perfect amount of space. They have a healthy relationship. Sounds great, right?
Yeah.
Perfect. Okay. So is that making kind of good sense? A plan and a promise?
Yeah, it's for me it's clear.
For you, it's good? Okay, I do want an example. It doesn't have to be real life, but I want you guys to come up with something. All right, so let's go first with a plan. Let's make a plan.
Okay.
Rosalie, you're in the hot seat. Can you go first?
I'm going to call my doctor tomorrow to ask for an appointment.
Perfect. Okay, and then I could say, well, is it urgent? Should you call sooner? And then you could say, oh, yes, it is. I will call sooner, right? Something like that. Does that kind of make sense? It's like you have your plan and then you break it down, and when it's specific, you make your promise. Like, yes, I will do this. Yeah, you guys got it. All right, Ada, can you come up with an example?
Okay. I'm going to hiking on Saturday. I will show you the picture of the mountain.
Oh, that was a good one. That was a really good one. I'm going hiking on Saturday. I will show you pictures of the mountain. That's good. I think that's a really great one. All right, Luis, what about you?
I going to take a cup of coffee when I arrive to my home. Tomorrow I will finish my job.
Perfect. So I'm going to drink a cup of coffee when I get home. And
Yeah.
tomorrow I will finish my job.
Yeah.
That sounds great. Perfect to me.
Great. Okay.
Okay, guys. So let's look here. We're going to work in a team since there's so many of us. And what we're going to do is look at these sentences and identify the error, and then we're going to write it correctly over here. Okay? So number one, I will calling you later today. Where's the error here?
Calling.
Calling, right? What should it be?
I will call.
Call.
I will call you
I-N-G.
to play.
Perfect. I will call you later today.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Number two, we going to go to class next week. What's the error here?
We are
going.
We are going to go to class.
Oops, class next week, right? Easy.
Yeah.
She are going to work tomorrow.
No,
Going to work.
she is going.
She's going to work tomorrow.
She's going to work.
She is going to work tomorrow. Their study tonight.
No,
They will study tonight.
There will.
Will they?
So let's say they are study tonight. What should be in there?
They are going to study tonight.
They're going to study tonight. That's a great one.
They are going. Oh, okay.
And you could also say
they are studying
they're studying tonight.
tonight.
Right? A lot of different ways we can say that.
Okay.
Okay, perfect. We got it. Okay. We are going to skip this part. If you guys are interested, we can come back and set goals later. And that way you can use will, right? Not going to, will. Okay. It's more motivating.
Okay.
Okay. So I think that this piece is really important because this is where I think we're going to start getting into decision making and using this at work because we're going to be making predictions. Okay. So we're going to use will to help us make predictions. And down here, when we start making those predictions, we're going to be using the words in the parentheses. Okay.
Okay.
So another way to make, I'm looking here at this grammar note right now. When we use think or probably with will to make predictions about the future, I think the Parks and Recreation Office will hire a new assistant soon. They'll probably have interviews next week, right?
Okay.
So those are just little modifiers that help someone understand more clearly that you're making a prediction. You're not saying like, oh, I read that this will happen, right? This is your thought. This is kind of your analysis of what's happening, okay? So the words think and probably, when you add that with will, it lets people know a little bit clearer that this is just your opinion, your prediction. This isn't necessarily what has been written in stone, right? So there's maybe a difference. I keep talking about this check, but I think it's a good example. So when the CARES Act passed and everyone in the United States got a $1,200 check, $1,200 check, right? So did we say, well, I think that they'll send us a check, or do we say they will send us a check? Which did we say? They will send us a check, right? Because it was law. It was written down. They said that they would send it to us, right? So that's when we use will. We don't need think or probably. Okay? But if we were saying like, oh, I think that that color will look ugly in 2 years, right? That's a big opinion. Maybe one you should have kept to yourself, right? But I think that that will probably look bad. I think that that will probably do this, right? I don't have any scientific grounds for that. I'm just being a jerk, right? Okay, so those kind of modifiers let you know the difference between fact and maybe opinion.
Okay.
Okay? All right. So we're making predictions with will. 10 years from now, our city will have better parks and community centers. There will be more playgrounds and swimming pools in the future, right?
Yeah, will.
So we have will.
Okay, will.
Will. All these great things. There will be flying cars. There will be robot servants, right? Okay. All right, Rosalie, you're still in the hot seat. What is here, right? So we're using will, and then we're using this word right here. Okay. Okay, so how do we fill this in? The city blank, a new,
The city will build
perfect.
a
The city
new
will build, go.
will build a new stadium within the next 10 years.
Perfect, easy, you got it. All right, Otto, what's this one?
Okay, let me see. I see the new stadium. I seen the new stadium. We employ
Mm-hmm.
100 of people.
Perfect. I think the new stadium will employ hundreds of people. Okay, Luis?
Construction of the stadium will take 2 or 3 years to complete.
Perfect. Okay, and Rosalie?
The stadium will cost more than $500 million.
$500 million.
Yeah.
Yeah, the stadium will cost more than $500 million. And then Otto?
I think that our community will benefit from more tourists.
Perfect. I think that our community will benefit from more tourists, right?
Mhm.
Okay. So let's kind of look here. Which ones use the words think or probably? Which ones use that?
The second,
That's number 2.
Number 2
Yeah.
number 5.
Number 5.
and number 5, right?
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah.
So those seem a little bit more like opinions, right? Like, I think the new stadium will employ hundreds of people. Like, oh, do you, Karen? How many people will it employ, right?
Yeah.
Does that make a little bit of sense? Oops. Okay, well, that's all right, because we're fixing it in class soon. Okay, sorry, did you guys see where that remaining time thing popped up? Okay.
No.
Okay, don't worry about it then.
9
right.
minutes.
Is that making okay sense to everyone?
Yeah, for me, yeah.
All right. Oops,
We don't?
it's my page. Are we finished?
Oh, no. You didn't.
What's going on here? All right, sorry guys. We should be on page 26 here. Okay, sorry about that. We might have to reload everything. Seems like my internet's going a little slow. Oh, sorry guys. We do have just a little bit left that I want to talk about, so I'm going to ask you to please stick around. Okay, perfect. We got back here quickly. Okay, so I want us to identify the difference now between plans, promises, and predictions. So I'm worried you guys won't be able to hear this, but what I'm going to do is go ahead and let it repeat, and then I'll read it to you. Does that sound okay?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so let me know if you can hear it, but I don't think you will. So I'm going to let it play, and then I'll repeat it, okay?
Nope. It's
Nope.
not. No.
Okay, that's
For
all
me,
right.
it's not.
Say-
I cannot hear you very well.
No problem. I'll read it to you. Sam's going to visit his friends this evening. Sam's going to visit his friends this evening. Okay, is it a will or be going to?
It's going to
Going to. Okay, and is it a plan, a promise, or a prediction?
plan.
It's a plan.
It's a plan, right? Okay, number 2, I'll listen to it and then I'll say it to you, okay?
Mhm.
I'll go to the meeting after work.
It's a plan, so be going.
Okay, it's a plan. Wait, I think it said, I'll go to the meeting after work. I'll go to the meeting after work.
No, it's a promise.
It's a promise, right? Does she use will or going to?
It's be well.
Will, I'll go to the meeting after class or after work, I think is what she said. Yeah. Okay. Yep, we got it.
Okay.
We're going to go to the amusement park tomorrow.
It's a plan.
It's a plan, right? And
Mhm.
which form of this did they use? We'll
Be
go ahead.
Going.
going.
Going to.
Right? We're going to the amusement park tomorrow. Okay, number 4. I think it will rain tomorrow. I think it'll rain tomorrow.
It's will.
Will, right? And is that a plan or a promise?
It's a prediction.
Prediction.
Aha! Yep, you guys caught me.
Yeah.
All right. Number 5. I'll drive you to class next week.
It's a promise.
It's a promise, right? And then did he use going to be or will?
Will.
Well,
Perfect. We got it. Okay, and number 6. John thinks he will be a manager at his company in 5 years.
It's an opinion.
It's a big opinion, right?
Yeah.
prediction.
Yeah.
The prediction. And John thinks he will be a manager at his work in 5 years.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Is he using will or going to?
Will.
Will. All right, we got it. Okay.
Mm.
Now, this is our very fun part with our remaining 5 minutes of this meeting, okay? I want us to think of some predictions for the future. We want to think about what life at work will be like in 50 years, okay? So what life at work will be like in 50 years. So the office of the future will be telecommuting, right? And we might have some insight to this because of everything we're having to do with this pandemic, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so Rosalie, what is a prediction you have about what work will be like in 50 years?
In 50 years.
Yeah, in 50 years.
Let me think a little bit.
Yeah, no problem. Does anyone have a prediction? Everyone will have to make one.
Mm,
My prediction is I think my job will be taken over by a robot. I think you guys are going to be learning English on a computer, right?
on a big screen and touch screen and
Yeah, exactly.
yeah.
I will be a robot. That's what I predict.
Okay.
Anything. Will we still need lunch breaks? Maybe we will just have it like we'll have a tube or something. We just plug up when we go into work.
I don't know. Oh, three prediction of the life war, 50 years. Okay, I think the I don't know, the support with a customer will be remote.
Customer support will be removed. No, that's perfect. Right? That's a great prediction. I think the customer support will be removed. We don't need it. Just gonna save that money in the budget.
Yes, actually, if you today, if you open one UPAs or some page bank internet website, immediately is the customer services is prompt in the screen. And asking, what I can help you today, or yeah, this very automatic right now.
Yeah, I get that. Yeah. All right, sorry guys, I just want to hustle us along. We only got 2.5 minutes left. So does anyone else have a prediction? Anybody?
Yeah, I think in the future, in 50 years, the most of people will have at least 1 month of vacation.
Yes.
Because the production is better when people got vacation and relax.
I agree. And in Germany, I think they do that. Like in some countries, you get a lot of vacation, right? Are we learning the wrong language, right? Maybe we should be learning German. All right, Rosalie, do you have a prediction?
I think in 50 years, I will get my house with a big background. I will not live in an apartment. I will not rent an apartment.
Yeah.
You won't rent, you will own a house?
I won't rent an apartment.
Perfect. You'll be a homeowner, right? Do you think you'll work from home?
I think it's good, but in some jobs it's not productive.
Yeah,
In work
exactly.
from home.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You're totally right. All right, guys, I got to hustle along because we got less than a minute left. And I just want to make sure you know where the homework is. Okay, so you come to our website, morgangraydeen.wixsite.com/English class. Okay, so we come down here to advanced English is where you guys are. It loads slowly, but we are right here at Unit 2, Lesson 3, Grammar.
Okay.
Only homework I need you to do is going to be homework 1. Sorry, it's loading. It's taking a little while. It's going to be homework 1. Homework 2 you can do if you have a partner. I left it up there just as an option in case you wanted to practice at home. I'll fix the website. I'm sorry. It will be good by later, and it will have this recording up. Okay? If you have any questions, reach out to me on the WhatsApp group. And thank you again for coming.
Thank you.
Thank you, Morgan.